All right, here we go. We're working again here today. The bird's tones changed. Like I heard captain of the Starship Enterprise talking this morning. So he dressed like Spock. His name's David Shapiro, and he just spoke what Wes Roth and Dylan Curious. He wouldn't shut up like he was on a neurophone, and he were talking about job loss. He's dressed up like the fucking lead executive officer of whatever the hell it is. The birds are running away again here. They're running away. But I was getting into some deep level thought because I listened to that video called Department of Justice I prepared. And what it got me was, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this down. Okay, we're going to set this down. PlayStation 3, what's going on? You guys remember that thing? Remember that box, that set-top box? You remember it? Okay, now, Judge. Back to the Judge here. You're about as old as me, and I'm in the 40s, okay? Whenever the first cable boxes first come out, you remember them? They had the black square clicker. It was a real small black one. And whenever they first brought pay-per-view out, remember that, Judge? You were probably a kid, roughly my age. And it had the 2 pay-per-view channels. And it had the other one, the third one, which was porno. Remember that? He called it the Spice Channel. This was back in the 90s. I think it was, the 90s. And that box was kind of similar to the set-top boxes that are in the house now. Okay, and when they first come out, Judge, remember, did you learn this as a kid? The wires that go into the box, okay? There's wires that go in there. There's an A and a B coax cable. The same thing that's right there. Same thing. It was a coax cable. And what you did, like this was the trick of the neighborhood. Every kid in the neighborhood knew this one somehow. All you had to do is take those A and B coax cables and switch the port. So where the A wire goes into the B port and the B port goes into the A port. And it got you free porno, remember? And that's the stupidity of the cable company. But to rival that, what people started doing, because people couldn't figure out, all you had to do is cross the wires. They made a little black box like this, very similar, that sat on top of the cable box. This little black one. And it got you the free cable. It got you everything for free. And now, Judge, let me ask you a question. Was that harming anybody when that happened? Did anybody die from that? Number one. That's what we're going to look at, number one. Number two, was there a fucking law saying that it was unlawful to own one of those boxes? Because very shortly after they started figuring out that all you had to do is cross the wires, they made a new box with a new attachment on the back to prevent that. This is where you got to go, guys. They had an extension back here to stop the wires from crossing. And the same data wires that are here right now, that's where it used to come from. The same ones. Yeah, get cable, y'all, get cable. But then they beat that with that other box on top. And then they said it's illegal, didn't they? Why was that illegal, Judge? Huh? Why was it illegal? Come on, Judge. The fields here trying to fucking attribute a little bit of juice. Get ready for the Bilderberg meeting. This one is going to go right to the Bilderberg. They were old enough to remember. You think the Bilderbergs were invested in the cable company, and they had this little box that said, I don't have to pay for it. Remember? Remember it? And they said it was illegal. Why? Why is it illegal? Come on. Do I have to say it? Do I have to say it? Come on. Do I have to say it? They said it was unlawful and you couldn't own it. How even you watch a football game, it brings up the rights. This is disseminated network content and it is exclusive copyright, and you're not allowed to see it from. You're not allowed to see it from. You're not allowed to see it from another. What is it called again? Another company, another NBC. You're not allowed to see it from NBC. You can only watch it on CBS. If NBC plays this, they blah 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 blah. That's like the cable box situation, isn't it? They said it was illegal to have a set-top box like this. You see this? That's a set-top box called PlayStation fucking 3. And when you plug that PlayStation 3 in this old set-top box on top of the regular cable box, you got free porno and free pay-per-view movies. Like all the movies after. The movie theater used to be big. Remember, Judge? And after the movies were released on the theater, they were released at the pay-per-view. It's not like now we're just going right to Netflix. Like right to Netflix. Like they made you go to that theater first and create this withdrawal symptom. I gotta see these fucking people. What are they talking about? And then they released it to pay-per-view like a month or two later after it left the box office. And what happened? They said it was unlawful to watch it coming through the data wires. Why? Why? Huh? Does it bring any correlation or correspondence or parallel? Hey, Willow, how are you? Is it like parallel to today? We're going back in time today, Willow, huh? The displacement. What this does to the brain. You remember, Judge, now you remember in your brain, just like Department of Justice? How you remember that? Huh? And that's how computers built. And that computer, when the memory called the random access memory or the fucking micro SD card, this little piece of fucking metal that stores what? Do you even know? Well, how's it work in your brain? That's organics. And that's not a piece of metal. But there's electricity in there. Get the fuck out of here. Ah, shit. Is Ben Rich coming back from the grave to haunt you guys yet, or what? Is he coming back? Okay, I still haven't said. Why did they say it was unlawful to own that box? Well, we're talking about fucking, what is it, a parallel universe. So when you go back in time, and we remember back in the 90s, about before you were fucking out of your daddy's nutsack, Willow, what was occurring? You may need to hear this, Willow, because now we're going into the past to change the future. Because the way the future's going right now, they're trying to block that fucking past out, aren't they? What are you guys doing in the computers? What are you doing in the memories there? Because it's just like human beings. You fuck up that electrical signal, we call it a virus. Back to 2020. Back to 2020. They call me a cheater. The computer called me a fucking cheater because it's unsuccessful at blocking my memory. Oh my God. Hey, why was it unlawful to own that box? What do they call it? Pirating. Would it be called pirating? That's like making copies of an NFL football game and selling it, huh? Like, yeah, we had the old VHS tapes. You record it, And then you make mass production, sell 10, 20 of them, and sell it. You weren't allowed to do that. That was called against the law, wasn't it? Why? 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 Hey, Microsoft, how are you? Didn't you just recently say just copy us? Just copy us. I heard one of your employees say that. Did you fire him? Oh, no offense. But it's great. Even if Microsoft, there's a dude there. You have to remember this too. Are you from America or another country? I don't know, 100%. But I'd love to. I'd come talk to you like a normal human being. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to talk about. There's a cyber command right there. I'm sure we could get an office to talk in and fucking work all day long. Hell, there's Microsoft right down the road. I'm sure that's a great place to talk, huh? There's a quantum computer there. I could hang out with it too, huh? Is there a quantum computer down there at Microsoft? I would love to hang out with a quantum computer. I would just love it because it's like we'll take this system down there and we'll see if this system can break it that they want to enforce out here. Now let's talk about that cable box, because this is really going to psych a lot of people out. I could sense it because they're calling me a cheater already. It really fucks with the brain. It really fucks with the brain. And then it got me to wonder, why is that? It was. I'm not going to say, but it was. We'll just talk about copyright. Yeah, copyright. Copyright. And you know what really gets me. Let's take it a step further here. Let's take it a step further. Whenever you go to a, I'm going to ask this question right now, Judge. Can you answer this for me? Define the word medical. Can you define that? Use your phone if you have to, because I want to know what the phone says. And in my best words and intuition, does this have a medical fucking application? This box. Does it have a medical application? It's all black too, like PlayStation 4, all black box. Is there a medical application for that box? Depends on which way I say it, huh? Because the phone... Hey, what's my aura look like? And if my aura changes based upon those thermal images and those light amplification intensities, we could kind of like predict my heart rate, huh? And how, when you say heart rate, how does that fit into the medical community? How does that fit into the medical community? Well, to get your heart rate, I think they need like these special sensors. Hell, I think you could do it with ultrasound now, if I'm not mistaken. When women are pregnant, they use that ultrasound thing, and you hear the baby's heartbeat. Do, 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 do. That's ultrasound. It comes right out of this phone. Yeah. So whenever I ask you to define the word medical, and we talk about heart rates, that means we're monitoring the electrics of the organics, correct? What about plastic? Is that considered organic? Because it's made with fucking oil, isn't it? Right here. Hey, we use oil to make this. Is that organic? And that goes into the term OLED, organic light emitting diode. Pretty simple shit, ain't it, Judge? And how these guys fucking twisted all these words over the years. And then the doctors that fucking have to live with themselves. And And then instead of the doctor, you know what? When a hospital gets sued, Judge, let me ask you something. When a hospital gets sued, who deals with that in court? The insurance company, huh? Is it the insurance company that deals with the hospital getting sued? A good question. You know who might know? Pam. The kid got 6 months to get ready for you. I would love to testify. Pam. Who has to deal with the hospital when they get sued and fuck up? The insurance company, huh? Oh boy. And Pam, all I have to do is tell somebody from this case coming up in 6 months to find the word medical. Where are you going to go? Because it was unlawful to have a box to get this for free. What do you think, Pam? You're going to nullify the jury yourself right here, aren't you? Matter of fact, it's not even about a win right now. It's literally about a constitutional right to bear arms when somebody's doing harm to you. Do you see this fucking box? And I just said the camera on the cell phone is picking up the colors of my skin and doing my heart rate. And it has Wi-Fi. Why the hell is there Wi-Fi in hospitals, Pam? Why isn't it protected with Faraday cages and no electromagnetic signals? And it got cameras in there, just like this phone. As soon as I walk into that building, I'm going to have to start wearing a fucking face shield. Like a big fucking electromagnetic protected face shield. Like the guys in cyber wear that work for our protection of the fucking installation. Why do you think they wear that? Because they're just looking at the screen. But it gets my face, it does facial recognition, doesn't it? And then what? If I point here, it tracks those movements, doesn't it? From how far away, Pam? Judge, you're listening to me and Pam bitch at one another now. Sounds like the fucking divorce court, doesn't it? Make you pull your hair out of your head, Pam. No, don't ask Pete for help. Pete's got a fucking big duty on his own. They're looking for money. Because when Pete talks in the middle of his sentence, where's the money? How much is it going to cost? How much does it cost? How much did it cost? Puh. In the middle of his sentences. So, we got the facial recognition and the eye tracking software. And that's just in the hospital as soon as you walk through the fucking door. And it got Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi is what is it again? What is a Wi-Fi again? Pam, what can we do with Wi-Fi? It's called ranging and detection. It's called a Wi-Fi GPS system. Wi-Fi global positioning system. And that's not even breaking into the smart meter right now and going through the electrical sockets in your house. But something tells me that Wi-Fi can do that, and we have this fucking swallowing oscillation occurring within the fucking walls of the house and hospital. Something tells me. Because that's electromagnetic noise, Pam. Coming from the sockets in the hospital. All you have to do is walk by, and there's a sound received. And the Wi-Fi is that sensitive. It's that sensitive, Pam. Judge, in your office, the Wi-Fi is that sensitive. And I know there's Wi-Fi there because the cell phones still work. And the sockets This takes a power supply. There it is, right here. That's the HDMI. Here's a fucking phone line, fucking Ethernet connection. Power supply. From that power supply, coming from that power supply, this is emitting a sound called electromagnetic noise. Electromagnetic noise. And the Wi-Fi is that sensitive. It gets that. The kid got 6 months, Pam, and it's done in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Now, when the hospital gets sued, who deals with the hospital? It kind of makes sense. Nobody else talked about this. Why? We all took a direction where nobody could comprehend a word out of your fucking mouths. And this is the simplest shit. Like, every attorney on the planet right now is going to be fighting for this fucking video. And I didn't have to say quantum computer. I didn't have to say the super evil villain from the X-Men called Magneto. I didn't have to mention Elon Musk. I didn't have to mention fucking Palantir stealing your fucking data. I didn't have to mention Sam Altman, the racketeer himself. And that's only the United States of America. You think Russia don't know this? Hell, I just watched hypersonic missiles fucking launch from Iran to Israel on my cell phone. My cell phone. And it looks a lot like the lightning that I've been seeing over my fucking house. That's recorded too, Pam. What is defined medical? And that will silence a lot of folks. Because medical, without me even looking, is monitoring the electrical signals of the human body. And birds, dogs, cats, fish. Fuck, they say a fucking tree got an electrical signal, for Christ's sakes, and it's got a medical fucking problem because your tree can get sick. And it grows fungus and bacteria on it. Like, this is just too simple. And I don't have a doctorate. I don't have a degree. I don't have a goddamn thing except for a cell phone. And the tools that you sell people called PlayStation. Now, I like to call a germ with ultra low resistance rocking and rolling with shit in our pants fucking genius. You hippies got it right back in the day, but nobody wanted to listen to your, welcome everybody, I'm just going to sit here, oh my God, yeah, it's just so free. You're a fucking target from the beginning. Target from the beginning. What happened when you hippies moved off a grid? Then the illegal aliens come in and start getting all these, like, not even illegal aliens. Because to receive public assistance and shit, you're no longer illegal. And then what happened? You guys just sat out there talking about all this shit, but you couldn't prove it. But it's really fucking showing itself right now, isn't it? Yeah, they're doing DMT with lasers and eating mushrooms and shit and fucking training the computers with fucking people tripping. Because we're studying, it's called medical, isn't it? The monitoring of electric, electromagnetic, electrostatic, DNO, beta, gamma, nuclear. Hi, Ron, how are you? Boy, this box is pretty powerful. You guys are probably going to stop selling this shit pretty soon, huh? Well, the new one's the 5, PlayStation 5. When this first come out, this was $1,000 fucking dollars. And that was in the 90s, the late 90s. $1,000. You know how expensive that was? Like gasoline was only 89 cents a gallon. Let's go back to the past, shall we, and retroduct. Nobody wants to live there. It's all future, 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 future. And you didn't learn from your past mistakes. None of you did. Neither did you, Mr. Kiyosaki. Because there's some shit I could talk about you. Fucking, you're just as bad. I hate saying names. But you should have never put yourself in my house using this shit. And that's because it's illegal. It's a federal crime. Well, if it's illegal to use that box to do that, what do you think you fucking did? Hi, Mr. Bush. You still breathing air? Sniffing lines of coke? Huh? You distilling oil still? And drinking some moonshine? And I didn't even, I'm still on the medical terms. And you see these orange cones here and what's underground? Mr. Bush can definitely fucking get along with me on this conversation. 100%. Now let's learn from our past mistakes.